Got some breaking news, though, via the Sydney Morning Herald, which would suggest that the failures in and around border policy and the compassionate exemptions in Queensland, well, they're starting to bite. The exclusive being reported tonight by the Sydney Morning Herald is that Queensland is considering dropping the 28-day absurd target that there has to be zero community transmission in New South Wales for 28 days before the border drops. Instead, they're now talking about it going to 14 days. Again, something that will be almost statistically impossible, but you can feel a little bit of strategy here too, can't you, Senator, which is give people a hope, and it's a little bit like Daniel Andrews. We'll lift the curfew when eventually we get to 5 or fewer cases for 2 weeks.
Well, this is what they did last time. It's 2020's been a wild year, so it's easy to forget what happened 2 months ago. But a few months ago, you might remember there was a whole kerfuffle about whether the Queensland border would open in September or November or August. And at the time, they said we want 2 full periods of no community transmission, 28 days. Within weeks, they dropped it, and they just opened the borders because it was clear that things had passed. I mean, it sounds maybe a step in the right direction, Paul, but things could happen right now. Right now, Queensland could drop the absurd situation where we are restricting people from travelling from northern New South Wales, pretty much all of regional New South Wales, let's say, where there are no cases, there are no community transmission. Why can't people from those areas travel into Queensland? If that had been the case last week, the Labor Party wouldn't have got themselves in this tangle about that very unfortunate case with the young girl, Sarah, because she's coming from a COVID-free area. And so that was what the community outrage really centred on. And exactly. Why were we doing this and treating her like that when the risk was basically zero?
Exactly. It makes sense in certain suburbs, certain cities, but the whole idea about the whole state, no, but we all know what the real game is.